Hello everyone and welcome back to another La Liga video on the channel. This time I'm talking about Matchday 22. Games were played mostly throughout the weekend. One game on Monday. First game was pretty surprising. Girona played against Almeria. Not surprising maybe that Girona win, but that the game was 6-2. I didn't expect that Girona haven't scored that many in a while, so and as for Almeria, well, they've conceded now in last 3 games because of this 11 goals, so that's not great for Almeria, and they are, due to this game they dropped to 17th place, so Almeria's goals were scored by Ramazani and Bilal Touré. Whereas for Girona goal scorers were Castellanos, Victor Tsigankov playing his first game as a starter in the squad. Then Rodrigo Riquelme scored, Javi Hernandez scored, Ivan Martin scored, and Stuani, also Uruguayan striker, scored. So all 6 different scorers. Impressive for Girona, that result. And they took Cadiz they lost 2-0 Cadiz last week, and they really wanted to get some sort of revenge, even though they didn't play against Cadiz now. But they clearly remembered last weekend and how that went. So they won 6-2. 8 goals in total, compared to how these matches went. That's 8 goals. Wow. And and they had only 8 shots on goals and goal, and they scored 6 goals, so that makes it even more impressive. And the goals were actually pretty nice as well, so they weren't just rebounds and everything, but there was some nice passing play as well. Then second game that was played was between Real Sociedad and Celta Vigo. Sociedad, I thought that they maybe would have got the win in this match, but it ended up being 1-1. It looked like the Real Sociedad was going to win when Mikel Oyarzabal scored quite early, but then there was a red card for Celta Vigo. Renato Tapia got a red card at 75th minute, and at that point I thought, well, Sociedad is obviously going to win this one. Celta Vigo is down a man and all that. But then 90 plus 3 minutes was played, so 3 minutes at a time, and Lenormand own goal, and the game was 1-1. So Celta Vigo, probably a big point for them, and Sociedad, they stayed third, but only 2 point difference to Atletico Madrid, so that's not that great for them, and they are inconsistent. Celta Vigo have had quite rough opponents recently, but at least they get the win, not to win, a draw here. Then Real Betis and Valladolid played against each other. Betis managed to win the game 2-1. Larin scored again for Valladolid. He has scored quite many goals recently, and important ones for Valladolid. At least in the relegation battle, those could prove to be important. The Canadian striker who is on loan, he has played well for them, and whereas Real Betis, their goal scorers, 2 of them were Juanmi and Sergio Canales, who scored in the added time of the first half. I believe it was 4th minute of added time, and it was from penalty spot. And Betis, they're trying to climb up to the table. They are 5th place right now, but they've had rough patches, rough games here and there, and now they're trying to get back to UEFA Champions League spots for next season. And Valladolid, they're close to relegation. In fact, I would think it was between Girona I can't remember. Elche is last with 9 points, but there are quite many teams with not that big point difference, so maybe even Girona could get relegated, but it doesn't look like that right now. But yeah, it's tight at the bottom of the table, at least bottom half of the table. Then Mallorca, surprising win, at least for me, against Villarreal. I thought Villarreal really would have needed to win this one. They had 3 rough losses, and this is 4th rough loss for them. Their goal scorers were Morales and Chukwueze, whereas for Mallorca, Cadewere scored, and as did for Mallorca also Dani Rodriguez twice, and Murigi also scored a goal for them. And yeah, Trigueros red card for Villarreal at 21st minute, that probably is one of the reasons why Villarreal lost this match, because they were down a man. But yeah, and they're struggling, and while Mallorca is up and down, Villarreal is just struggling. I think with these results Mallorca went past them. I think Villarreal was 9th if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, it's not going well for Villarreal. Then Real Madrid faced Osasuna away from home, and they managed to beat them. Osasuna not having a great time lately, whereas Real Madrid, I'm not surprised they won this one because of the title race. They really need to get as many points as possible, with Barcelona not doing that well in Europe, but in La Liga they're doing pretty well, so Real needed to get these 3 points. Federico Valverde scored a goal, and Asensio scored to make the game 2-0. And yeah, if there was any tension, Asensio goal certainly make the game, decided the game, and there were no chances for Osasuna to get back from that. And yeah, Real won the game unsurprisingly. I thought that they would win this match before it was even played, because they needed the points, and it turned out to be the case here. Then Elche and Espanyol played a game against each other. I thought, as I thought with in other leagues as well, I thought this game was going to be goalless, but it didn't turn out to be the case, because Sergi Darder scored the goal in the added time. And yeah, there was also a red card for Carmona in the 81st minute for the Elche player. So yeah, that meant that Espanyol had better chance at winning, and in the end they managed to win the game, and big game for them. They are now out of the relegation zone, but as I said before, there are many teams in the relegation battle, not necessarily in the 3 last places, but yeah, there's not a big difference between like 9 last teams in the league. Then Rayo Vallecano and Sevilla played against each other, ended up being 1-1 draw. Lejeune scored for Rayo Vallecano, whereas for Sevilla, Suso scored. Sevilla, at least they're now getting draws and not losing games, so that's better than at the start of the season, and they're not getting relegated as of now, but they're still close points-wise in the relegation zone. And yeah, Rayo Vallecano 6th. They are doing okay, but they need to win these games if they want to get to UEFA Champions League or UEFA Europa League next season. But they're doing alright here, and yeah, they haven't lost in 4 games in La Liga, so that's at least something for them. And yeah, but last 2 games are draws, so yeah. And Sevilla, as I said, they're doing better at least. Then Atletico faced Athletic Club or Athletic Bilbao. The only goal in that game was scored by Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, he hasn't scored in a couple last games, but he scored here. And yeah, it was big win for Atletico. Bilbao was trying, they were having a momentum, but yeah, in the end Atletico managed to beat them, and yeah, that's big win for Atletico. There now, I believe, only 2 points, because Real Sociedad drew against Celta Vigo. They're 2 points behind Real Sociedad for third place, so that's pretty good for them, and they're with these wins they are probably going to end up in third or fourth place in the league and UEFA Champions League spots. I don't think they threaten Barcelona or Real Madrid for the first and second place. I think those are quite secure that Barcelona or Real win the league, but yeah, and Bilbao, that's a heavy blow for them. I don't think they would have needed to get at least a draw if they wanted to get UEFA Champions League spots. They still have a chance for Europa League or Europa Conference League spots, but yeah, not Champions League, no, probably. These are the kind of games they need to win against these tough opponents. Then Barcelona and Cadiz played against each other. The 2 goals were scored in the first half when Sergio Roberto scored, and quite quickly after that, Robert Lewandowski finally, he was pretty relieved he scored finally in the Camp Nou. It had been a while since he had scored in a Camp Nou in La Liga game, so yeah. And Barcelona, their run in La Liga is great, but especially at home. But then their home games in Europa, in Champions League, and now against Manchester United, yeah, they haven't won many games there. So yeah, it's interesting to see what happens between Barcelona and United on Thursday when they play the second leg. So yeah, interesting to see if Barcelona could go on to continue in the Europa League, but I will discuss that when all the games in the Europa League first playoff round are going to be when they are all played. And yeah, Cadiz continue their relegation fight. They're 18 right now, so yeah. And the last game that was played on Monday, so when I'm filming this yesterday, Getafe won Valencia 1-0. Valencia there haven't won in a while and haven't got even a draw in a while, so yeah, it's not going great for Valencia. And as for Getafe, with this Borja Mayoral winning goal and ended up being 1-0, they jump out of the relegation zone for now. It's quite close, and yeah, I would think that maybe at some point Getafe drops back there, but 3 games straight when they haven't lost a game, so yeah, that's good for Getafe, and definitely if they continue like that they would not get relegated. But yeah, as this title fight, also the relegation fight is this year is looking very interesting. Already I could say that Elche is probably getting relegated. They only have 9 points, only team with single digit numbers in points. But yeah, there are many teams like Valencia, Getafe, Cadiz and others who are close to that relegation zone, Espanyol and others as well. So yeah, but let me know your thoughts about these La Liga Matchday 22 games. What did you think about these games? I thought this was highly entertaining game. I didn't see the whole game, but I saw the goals, and yeah, I thought that this was probably the best match because of the goals. But yeah, Barcelona struggled against Cadiz in the second half. But yeah, what did you think about these games? Let me know in the comments down below, and hit the like and subscribe if you would so like, and have a nice day.